Are you familiar with Lil Boom?
I keep seeing his name.
It's a crazy arc. You want me to tell you how it went down?
Well, what did this dude do again?
So Lil Boom, if you've been, because you've been to Jersey and did Axe podcast
Only Lil
there.
Boom I know is from Squiggly Lane Bloods, Pasadena.
I promise you, this is a different Lil Boom.
I'm saying that's the only Lil Boom I know.
Many times when I've been around Ack, whether going to do his podcast or him coming here to do the podcast, Lil Boom has been with him. Just he was like a SoundCloud rapper.
This the bitch ass nigga touching kids.
Bingo. And so this shit
Axe say
comes
about
out.
this? Hold on, all that.
Okay.
What did Axe say about this?
Ack, to his credit.
They say he started crying.
Okay, that kind of came later. At first, I think Ack was trying to have his back. Then the video started coming out, and Ack basically more or less disowned him on stream and let him know. It was like a 5-hour stream, so I didn't watch it. But I've heard from quite a few people
about this weirdo.
They definitely milked it for what they could, yeah. But once he saw the videos, it was pretty much a situation where
what was he doing?
Ack would have looked nuts if he didn't.
I didn't
fully
want to look at the videos. All I seen was Lil Boom, Associate of Academics, which I don't think they should have did that.
But nobody would know him if it wasn't for Ack. So it kind of becomes like, well,
it's touching.
It's like
little kids in Walmart. So my first question was, where the fuck is these parents at with these kids?
In some cases, the parents were like right there, and he's like walking by them and kind of touching the girls while like the parents or the older sister or whatever is like there. I didn't go like super in depth watching this shit, but some of the clips, like especially once you view like all the clips, it's pretty obvious that this guy was just straight lurking around the Walmart copping feels.
So he's coming, and this is over a period of different days.
Yeah, and also like...
So he goes to Walmart to get his rocks off, find some kids to touch on.
Basically, like, you could imagine that this would be kind of a difficult case for the court to prosecute, right? Like, you'd have to have pretty glaring evidence in order to be able to get a conviction, right? He pled out to this shit. Like, when you see the videos, it's impossible to deny. And he's like creating a weird web of lies and excuses.
How much time they give him?
He didn't get any time. I don't think he just got like probation or some shit.
Probation.
And he didn't get.
Hey, where this clown at? Where he at? What street?
Florida. He didn't get the sex offender label.
What part of Florida?
I'm not sure.
Florida ain't going for that shit.
Yeah. It's pretty wild, bro.
That's wild.
Flacco was going nuts defending him before the video came out too. Still to this day, though, it's just like.
So what's Flacco saying now?
Now he's condemned that behavior. It's just hard to wrap your head around. Like, what the fuck are you doing in there? Like, why? And if
that's a sickness.
If you did this once or twice that we've seen on video and you got caught, how many other times did it happen? And when's the last time you did this? And
he's been doing it. Like, he probably go to parks. He probably go to all kind of places doing this shit.
Yeah.
And he feels on him and walks away.
It's crazy because he tried to make it about me too. Because I was like,
you?
Yeah, well, I was one of the first people to post about it on my Instagram story. All I posted was when it first leaked on Reddit, I seen a screenshot of the Florida Police Department on Facebook saying, "We are looking for this man, yada, yada, yada." And I wasn't even 100% sure it was him at that moment, because you're seeing a picture of just some random black dude walking through the Walmart. It's like, it's kind of grainy. I'm kind of thinking like, oh, maybe it just looks like him because it's such a weird accusation. And we all kind of felt like we knew this guy. Like, we didn't expect him to have this kind of weird ass behavior in him. So I posted it on my story and I just wrote, "What the fuck is this?" Laughing emoji at Lil Boom. Then 1090 Jake does his video about it. And when 1090 Jake did his video, he kind of like acknowledged that he found out about this from my Instagram story. Lil Boom is making it like it's all me just putting together this big plot to expose him and shit, which really stood out to me of like, if you had any bit of innocence here, you probably wouldn't be just like totally trying to deflect and put it on the person who drew a little tiny bit of attention to it by posting on my Instagram story, right? I don't know what his future holds from here. It's kind of hard to imagine that anybody is going to stick around from his fan base, I guess you could say.
So is Ack still doing business with him?
It's kind of hard for me to imagine that Ack would do any or much. Because, on like a friend level, I think Ack doesn't want to like just kick him out of his life. But especially on like a public or business level, it's like, well, if you're associating yourself with somebody who's been caught in 4K, it's kind of tough to rationalize, right?
Yo,
I think Axe shot him as much bail as he could up until he saw the actual
anybody
video,
fucking with kids,
and then it was like, all right,
yeah, he need to get his issue.
yeah.
He might, what's the little dude said that was mad at me? The little zesty dancer dude from New York.
Zesty dancer.
The dude went to jail, did like 5-6 years. He said he's gonna boom me. You need to boom this guy.
We booming.
What's the dude? The little black dude from New York.
Little black
rapper
dude,
dude.
5 or 6 years. I don't know.
He hates my guts because I made a comment about his dance and I said it was zesty.
Oh, Bobby Shmurda. Oh, yeah, you were on a Bobby Shmurda is gay campaign for a while there.
I didn't say he was gay.
Well, you said it was zesty, yeah.
I said it was zesty.
But you realize these kids are dancing in all kinds of different ways, right?
No, I'm saying what he was doing, fresh out of prison, was a little different. Because before he left, he wasn't doing that shit. Then he said he practiced in prison. That's not the environment you practice gyrating your hips.
But he's like the most famous gang member in the New York public, in that jail.
I don't know nothing about
Definitely
him
was
in the
probably
gang.
like the most famous dude in there. He's probably calling the shots. If I want to do some zesty ass dances, y'all gonna just get
Bobby Shmurda
y'all
was
gonna do it with me.
definitely not- yo.
Let's get in the conga line.
Yo, y'all confusing rap with streets.
I didn't say most dangerous gang member. I said the most famous.
The famous person doesn't call the shots.
I don't know.
No boom, huh? What? So he's a podcast guy.
But like not like a super well-known podcast guy. He was like co-hosting on some of Axe shit. Remember when Axe had the Roots picnic thing when everybody was on him for there being like 100 people there? That was like him and Lil Boom's on stage together. He's kind of like, I would say that was like me and AD, except AD was actually like popular with the fans and shit, whereas Lil Boom, I never really felt like Axe fan base really gave a fuck about him.
Got you.
So he's just kind of, Axe thing is that he's good at like just talking to the camera when he was like doing events or he's kind of like talking to Lil Boom instead of talking to the camera.
Yeah, that was definitely weird.
I wouldn't say he really ever got like his own fan base necessarily going there.